What's up guys, welcome to my channel, Switch to Leo, and as a matter of fact, this is my first video ever, so it would really help if you hit that subscribe button and maybe even like the video. So today I'll be ranking every single Mario Kart World track and putting them in categories, S being the best and D being the worst. So let's get straight into it. So, for my least favorite track, at number 30, I have placed Moo Moo Meadows. Okay, so don't get me wrong, I like Moo Moo Meadows, but the thing is, it's just one big loop. Sure, there are shortcuts, but they're kind of boring. And another reason why it's my least favorite track is because you can't really compare it to other tracks that are coming up, like Bowser's Castle or Soda Speedway. Also, the track is really short, so there are a few items that are overpowered on this course, such as the Golden Mushroom, because there's a lot of off-road, or the Shock, because it's such a short course and you can pass everybody easily. So this is why I give this track as my least favorite one in the whole game. Now, for my next one, at number 29, I have Koopa Troopa Beach. So a lot of you might disagree with me, but this is my video. So I place Koopa Troopa Beach at this far down the rank because it's a very similar track to Moo Moo Meadows, but it's even shorter. So I put it above Moo Moo Meadows because there's one shortcut on Koopa Troopa Beach that takes a lot of skill to do. Seriously, look at the world record for this track. And I like skill, but still, it's not a very good track. Now, at number 28, I have Peach Beach. Peach Beach is one of the most detailed tracks in the whole game, but it's lacking something. Something that Peach Beach lacks is the fact that makes it a lap type course. When you play Peach Beach, it feels like you're playing an intermission because it doesn't have a lot of turns, and there are multiple parts in the course where you just go straight. For example, the ending water bit of the track takes forever, so that's why I think it deserves this placement. So, next up we have Desert Hills for my number 27th placement. Now first of all, Desert Hills is a boring track. Like, I know what you might be thinking. It's not a boring track, it's actually really fun. But I think it is. Like, there's just yellow everywhere, not many colors to spice the thing up. And, you know, I don't really like it. And also, why on earth is it called Desert Hills if there are no hills? You might say, oh, but there are those bumps in the middle bit. Well, those are not hills. Those are bumps in the road. And I think that it would have been a much better track if Nintendo added, some spice to it. Maybe made it a little bit longer. Or added a glider section to it that everyone had to go through. So that's what I think Desert Hills should have had. Now, for our next D tier thing, I have Toad's Factory for number 26. Now, I like Toad's Factory, but it's lacking shortcuts. You know, you might say, well, there's one shortcut at the end. Yeah, that is a shortcut, pretty big one, but it's just boring. You just cut across some mud, and that's what I don't like about it. And in Toad's Factory, you can get lots of trick boosts, so it kind of makes it like a speed run, and that you're trying your best, and you don't really need strategy. Then that makes the track so chaotic, and I do not like chaotic tracks. I like tracks that make you use strategy to dodge shocks, and this track, well, I can't say it's exactly like the other ones that are coming up later. Now, for my number 25, in the next D tier, I have Dandelion Depths. Now, Dandelion Depths is quite a long track, and a portion of it is on water, and I will tell you now, I am not a fan of water. It's just not satisfying to drive on. It's slow. Sure, you can get trick boosts on it if you charge jump and then go in the water and come back out, but it's just not as fun as being in a glider or driving on land. So that's why I put it this low down. The rest of the track is pretty good though. It's interesting to play on, but it lacked the special effect of being a Mario Kart World track. If you know, you know. Now, for my last D tier rated track, I have Sky High on Sunday. And this isn't the first time we've seen Sky High Sunday in a Mario Kart game. We've seen it in the Mario Kart Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. Yeah, it was one of the tracks there, and it's pretty similar. You start by going to the boost panel, you can go through a giant ice cream cone, although it's a bit different. It's still pretty much the same thing. It's just one loop, and I don't really like that. I like turns and a bunch of stuff. So that's why I give it my 24th place track in Mario Kart World. And it's not worthy of being up there with the later tracks in the video. Okay, so for my number 23 track, and for the first C-tier track, or the worst C-tier track that I have Starview Peak. Now, to start things off, half of the track is on water, and as I said before about Dandelion Depths, I do not like water. It's just not pleasing to drive on. And the track is just one big turn right underneath the observatory at the very top, and one turn which is the big water thingy, and I do not like that. And you might say there's one turn at the beginning and one turn just before you enter the water bit, but those are pathetic. They're not even cool. So this is why I give Starview Peak a C tier rating in number 23. It is better than the ones in D tier, but not even close enough to being good to go in D tier. So that's why I give Starview Peak a C tier. Now, for the next one, I give, for number 22, Mario Bros. Circuit. Now, I have to give credit to this track because it was the first one that most people who have Mario Kart World played. It teaches you the basic skills. It teaches you how to drift, charge up a full mini turbo, rail grind, how to ride rails properly. It teaches you how to use the gliders. It teaches you basically everything apart from driving in water. Thank goodness that it didn't. And, well, it's just the basics of all basics, which is why I have to give it the number 22. And it was, as a matter of fact, the first track to have a glitch world record. So that shows something not very good about it. It had the first glitch world record, and you should try and search it up online to see for yourself how it was. It's pretty insane. Now, for my number 21, for the next C tier, I have Acorn Heights. Now, this is a track that takes skill to master. If I were to pick a track to play, but I will most certainly would not pick this one. And the reason why is because, well, it has some cool shortcuts, some tricky shortcuts, but it's just, they're just not good enough. They're not as pleasing to do as other tracks. You don't do them smooth. Sure, you charge jump off the wall, and then you jump onto a pole and onto the next wall. But, it's just not pleasing to do, which is why I give Acorn Heights my number 21 track. Now, for number 20, we're 1/4 of the way there. I have Cheap Falls. Now, this is a fun track to play. I like it. Even though it has some water areas, it's a pretty good track. And, it's not bad at all. There also is a very hard Tarzan shortcut. If you haven't searched that up, it's where, on one of the turns, you charge up an orange mini turbo, you use your handling stat to go a bit off to the side, and after you let go of the charging orange mini turbo, and then you trick to the right, and then you trick to the left, and then you bounce on 4 trees in a row to master a shortcut. It's very hard, and it's enjoyable to play, but it's just not as good as some other tracks that are coming up, which is why I give it my number 20 ranking. Next up, for my number 19 best track in Mario Kart World, I have Rainbow Road. And now, I don't care what you say. The reason why I give this one is because it's just a tad too long. Like, when I first played this game, and I saw Rainbow Road, I was like, oh my goodness, it's Rainbow Road. When I played it, I was like, look at the minimap, it's so long, it takes forever. But there also is a water section on this track, and you know what I've said before, on this one, I don't really mind it. because it's so beautiful. And when I played this for the first time, I was so busy soaking up the scenery, I barely noticed I was driving on water. And now there are multiple shortcuts that people have discovered driving on water. Ones that you can even do shroomless, cutting across the grass, which is pretty crazy. And one thing I also love about this Rainbow Road is that there's so many different sections on the track, and that's what makes it unique. And for me, it is definitely the best Rainbow Road ever. But it's still not comparable to the ones coming up later in this video, because I like small and more compact tracks, and this is pretty much the opposite of that. Now, for number 18, for our next C tier, I have Peach Stadium. Now, Peach Stadium is very entertaining to play. You can charge up lots of mini turbos and do charge jumps, and it also teaches you lots of stuff similar to Mario Bros. Circuit. And to me, it's the best Peach-based track ever. Well, that sounds a little weird. But it's not as good as the next tracks coming up. It is a small and compact track, but it's a bit bigger than the ones that are coming up later. And that's why it just cannot compete with them. Now, number 17, the last C tier track that I'll be rating is Choco Mountain. Now, this is also similar to Sky High Sunday. This is not the first time we've seen this in a Mario Kart game. We have seen it in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the DLC, Choco Mountain. It does have a pretty hard charge jump shortcut to cut across the whole area of a mud bit and to spice some things up. And similar to other tracks I've mentioned before, like Moo Moo Meadows, it also has a few overpowered items like the golden mushroom. Since there's so much mud, you can use a golden mushroom and cut across like 3 shortcuts. And that's crazy! Like, how did Nintendo not think of that? You get a golden mushroom, you're lost, you go to first. Like, kaboom! That's crazy. And this track, same thing with all the other ones I've already ranked so far, it's just not good enough to compare with the ones that are coming up later. And maybe you agree with me. I don't know. I'm not the boss of you. Now, at number 16, I have Dino Jungle. And it's our first B tier rated track, which is now we're getting into the kind of good zone. It's another very detailed track. And I love all the dinosaurs. They just won't make you feel that you're driving through Jurassic World. And it also takes a lot of skill to master it. I've seen the world records on this track, and I tried to beat them, and I was way off. And overall, it is a great track. As you see the photo there, with the T-Rex roaring, and I love the bit when we're on lap 3, and the T-Rex just bursts out of wherever it stays and starts roaring, chasing you, and I just love it. But there's some other tracks that are better. But however, since this was my first video ever on YouTube, I don't want it to be too long. So this is the part 1 of this video. But do not fear, because there will be a part 2 coming soon. So stick around and don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe, you'll be getting more content from me, and you should subscribe. So part 2 is coming out soon, very soon, sooner than you think, maybe 2-3 days. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you. I'm Switch Studio, and adios.